Hi everyone. Today I decided to be a cartoon because people seems to be believing cartoons in this life today. So here I am. Maybe you will believe me more. Just a joke. So today we're gonna look at erosion, water erosion mainly, but we'll get into it. You can see that this canyon, the geologists and historians are going to say that water over millions of years have carved this channel in this canyon. But one thing that I never get is that it's always thinner at the top than in the bottom. So you're telling me if water carved this, this should be more eroded than the bottom because water has gone down. It's been here longer than here, you know. It has eroded here, then fell, and here, you know, there was water, and water here still is here, still erodes today. So this part must be more eroded than the top part, you know, just like this, you know, because water hits here, then here, then here, then here, then here. It must be like inverse cone shape, but you can't see that. It's not the case. The erosion is not the real thing, because look, there's still structures you can see. Oh, I don't know if it's real or not. Just like here, they say that there was all the sea water here and it's eroded, but the top, it's more eroded than the bottom. But what I know, water just goes down, you know, it just doesn't rise up. It's like this. So like I said, you know, water is supposed to have eroded this, but it's more eroded on top here than the bottom. But like I said, water goes down, not up. That's what I don't get with that fake erosion theory. You know, just like this canyon, they say that a river has carved this, was turning here and here, you know, carving the rocks, eroding the rocks away. But it's more eroded here than the bottom. But water goes down. It's longer here than here, if what they say is true. Oh, looks like there's a door here. A doorway. But all of this, it's melted. It's a melted. It looks more like a melted than erosion. Don't you get it? Look, this canyon again, eroded Eroded by water, they say. Look at this. Water is a magnificent artist. It's erode like castles. In the shape of castle. Look what I say. They say that water eroded, but this is what I meant. Like water must erode more on the bottom than on the top, because the water has receded and it's going down. But that's not the case that we see. You see, this is the Niagara Falls with no water. You would have thought that the water falling down all day, every day for years and years and years would have make this part smoother, you know? No, it still has jagged edge. You know? Again, they say that water has eroded this, but it looks more like a melted thing than an eroded thing. See, an old river was eroded. What is this? Why are there stairs there? If erosion have done this, it didn't do nothing to the stairs. Either here. What is this? And these stairs leads to nowhere. There's no reason to be there unless this was a building or structure of some sort that has melted down. Look, it looks like a melt. Smooth like a melt. I don't know if you know about a tumbler. That a tumbler is something to smooth rocks, to make jewelry or just decoration. But you put rocks in the tumbler and you put water, but if you just put water, it doesn't smooth out the rocks. Water does nothing. You need to put other rocks with the hardness, different hardness, for them to rub against each other, and then erodes the other rocks. Water doesn't erode. Other rocks on other rocks erode because they have tested the rocks, and different rocks have different hardness. No, this is on top of a giant hill. Look at the background. It's about the same height, lower. You say that water has eroded this, or wind, wind erosion. That's the ridiculous thing. You know, it's melted. Something has melted this structure. I don't know what it was. Maybe a big statue of some sort. But like I say, they have tested hardness on rocks. And there's a hardness scale from 0 to 9. You know? And you know what the hardness of water is? It's 0. It doesn't have a hardness because it's water. How can it erode something? You know? There's no way. The only way it got erode if there's small rocks in the water that rubs against And this creates erosion, real erosion, just like in a tumbler, you know? And some say that glaciers have eroded these canyons and these things, you know. How can, because they say that ice is hard, you know. Did you ever try to break something with a piece of ice? The hardness is zero. It's water still. The only thing that water at the hardness of zero can erode is dirt or sand, because there's no hardness in them. But ice is the same thing. Try to break a piece of ice on a rock. The ice will only shatter in pieces, because the rock is much more harder than the ice. It doesn't make any fucking sense what they say, that glaciers carve rocks by rubbing against them. No way. The glacier would just not erode, but break. And again, this water every day, all smooth. Maybe the water has smoothed? No. It has to be rocks in it. This is all melted. It's a melt. That's how it came so soft, because it has melted down and hardened. Not erosion. Again, they say that water erosion have made this. So water erodes just what it wants, just like a so-called illness. Oh, it has eroded more here, but on the other side, no. What is this line, you know? But not this, not this. Here, yeah, it was softer. Looks to me that it's the same kind of rock. It was a building. Look, how can you have a line like this? It's so melted. Again, a canyon. Oh, my picture isn't. Wait, look. Canyon. Eroded by water again, or ice. But again, like I say, it's less eroded bottom than at the top. How can it be? It doesn't make sense. But it makes sense if there's a melted, and what is melting flows down. That's why there's more dirt and things on the bottom than on the top. Look at this, it's a big giant wall. This is all the giant castle that has melted down. Sorry. Again, another example of erosion that they say. Either water or wind. How can wind erode? Unless there's sand, like a sandblast, but it needs to wind a lot of wind. Again, how can water erode more at the bottom than on the top? Less on the bottom than on top. It doesn't make sense to me. Should be more eroded on the bottom than on the top, if it was what they say it is. But this looks to me like a melted structure. Again, the same place I showed before. It was this rock. Look how high. If there was water this high, it has to be water this high everywhere, because water is always level on a flat plane. Again, water has carved this canyon, they say. Not me, because what I say, that is a melt. This was all melted. The water has eroded more the top than the bottom. Nope. Doesn't go with me. And what has eroded this in Petra? Water, you say? Come on, people. It was melted. Look at this. It's not coral rock. It's all melted. Again, an ancient dried up river. The river was flowing this, but if the river was falling here, why it's all jagged? Why it's all jagged? Should be all smooth if the water has eroded this. But it's not. It's jagged. And looks like it's melted. Look, this is what I'm saying. The wave coming in and erodes the dirt or sand, not the rock. Look, the rock still standing and hanging there. But the dirt, it's going out in the sea because it's not hard. There's no hardness in the dirt or sand, neither in the water. Look, and what I found funny is that in the deserts they have these kind of erosion where there's no water around, so they have to invent another kind of erosion, and it's wind. They say that's the wind has made this. It's wind erosion. Come on. So wind just blows on the lower parts, not here. No, not here. Again, doesn't make sense. Why people just follow what people with diplomas and studies say without even looking into shit. Look, again in the desert, wind erosion, they say. Wind has done this, man. But like I say, water. If water, I'm not saying that water did this. It's a melted thing. But if water was eroding things, it would erode like this, because water has spent less time here than here. Because water level goes down, not up. See? It's more smaller here than here. How can it be? It's melted. Look. Water has eroded all of the loose, the melted, because it's more melted down. So downwards you go. It's more like sand or dirt. But the water, I just erode this, but never eroded the rock. This is all melted. Again. This is all melted. You can see the melt. And the loose part that was more like sand has eroded. But this part will never be eroded. So you tell me that the water never went this high? when other places it's eroded 1,000 feet up, top of mountain. No way, no way. I don't believe any of this. Again, in a desert, it's more eroded at the bottom than the top. Look at this meltage. Look at this. Gonna tell me water has made this? Or wind? No, this was a giant castle, all melted down. They're saying water has came here and eroded this and this, but eroded that way, invertedly. Doesn't make any sense. Again, it's obvious. They say it's a mountain eroded by, I don't know, glaciers or water. I don't care what they say. It's all lies. It was a castle melted by some kind of, who knows. Because everywhere they have a different story of what can be caused that. In India, they have their virages. What, I don't remember what. That shoot lightning bolts. Crazy. Again, this on top of a castle. You mean that this was eroded by water? This was an ancient tower. Castle tower, look, can still see some bricks in it. Nothing has eroded this, but something has melted this. Look again, what I'm saying. This, all the things should look like this if water was eroding things, going this way. Because there's less and less and less water, but still as water. But what we see is this, the inverse. There's more here than here. So we're gonna say that there was water here up to here longer, and then up to here, up to here, up to here. Doesn't make sense to me. Look, there's still water here. This should be eroded every day if erosion was working like geologists say. Again, this canyon eroded by water. Again, it's inverted. How can water erode more here than here when there still is water here? Again, another canyon. Israel Spring. Water melts things now. Look at this. So melted. It was hit hard. But this is probably water, because you know, this is sand. There's no hardness on sand. So water drips down, doesn't make any alteration to this. But when it comes here, at the bottom of the meltage, it does affect. Because the hardness is 0. Again, canyon in Armenia. Because all canyons, they say they have been carved, eroded by glaciers and water. Come on. Yeah, that's so funny. Eroded more upwards than downwards. Look, another scene in the desert. This one looks more eroded here and here, but here, look, looks like it's been eroded by some kind of water. but not all, because only the layer that was soft because of the meltage. You know? Again, water erosion does melt. Come on. Water doesn't erode like this. But something that melts does the same thing. Same formation as this, not erosion. If it was erosion by water, it will have the same effect everywhere in this place, but it doesn't. Look. Here. Again, middle of the woods, on top of a mountain. Water erosion? Come on. It's melted. Again, water is hitting this part every day on the tides, and it goes up. Don't know where. But it's more eroded here than here. You know? It should disappear in a couple of years. But it doesn't. Again, another example. It's much more eroded here than here. How? How? Explain to me. Looks to me that it's all melted. Again. Look. It shouldn't be there anymore. Doesn't add up. Again. It's more eroded everywhere than here. Doesn't make sense. It makes sense if it's melted. Come on, look. It's more eroded here than here. And this, another canyon in Arizona. You say that water has done this high? So it has to be water this high everywhere and erosion this high everywhere. But it doesn't. Again, it's more eroded on top here and here than here. Again, side of the beach, water hits this every day. Every day. But now, dirt and sand, it's all gone. It's only rocks. Water will never erode these things. There's no hardness in water. Again, another canyon. Carved by water, they say. But invertly. Another place. Right on the beach. Erosion. Yeah. Eroded sand and dirt, that's all. Not rocks. I'll show I have some picture of, like, again, it's melted, not eroded. Look, this is a cavern, and there's a water spout there that's shooting here all day, every day, all year round. The rock didn't change at all. It never bent. I got this. It's water spouting all day, every day. This hole never gets bigger. Never gets eroded. Water shoots here. Water's this. The rock is the same that it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. The same. You would have thought that the pressure of this water would have eroded the rock. No. Again, look at this beach. Should have been eroded by water. It's a beach. Look, but to me, looks more like something melted this shit. Okay? Then the rock became so soft that it became like dirt or sand. And when a big event like this that is melted, heat, produce vapors, that is water vapor, that has to come down again, and then water came, probably, and just took out all the sand and the dirt that was like softer. And that's what they say cause erosion. But right now it will never be eroded because it's rock. Like this. Again, look at the color. It's all white. All been cooked. No more carbon in it. So it's white. Again, it's on the beach. Should be more eroded down here than here. But it's not the case. Again, should be more eroded down here and here. But it's not the case. Again, there should be erosion. But that didn't change for years and years and years, and water just splashes on it all day, every day. It doesn't change. You're gonna say it takes millions of years. Yeah, but how can you know? That's the funniest thing ever. Look again, on the beach. Water, it's this part. All day, every day. But this is more eroded than the bottom. It's melted. It was all melted. The hard part still there. All the soft part went down. And now it's the beach. It's all washed away. I think that's what they call some kind of erosion. Look again, this type of thing you would see here, because water is eroding every day, but you don't look. This kind of thing. This was probably some kind of passageway. Like, never dented, never eroded, always straight. Again, this low tide, what you see, all smooth. But you know why it's smooth? Because there's rocks banging, not only water, but the water brings the rocks, small rocks just banging and smoothing it out. Rocks smooths out other rocks, not water. Water has a hardness of 0. How can he make a bend in a rock? Never. Again, this, I don't know how long this has been here. It's all jagged edges. Water's there every day, splashing on it, the ocean. It should be like this, eroded more like this, but it's not. Again, they want to say that some kind of erosion made this. Come on, come on. You can clearly see that it was melted. You can clearly see this was brick structure. You can still see bricks here, here. Windows. Come on. Erosion. It's not what you think it is, or what geologists say it is. You see all this? They're gonna say that some kind of water eroded all this. Come on. Doesn't make any sense to me. Again, another canyon. Probably eroded by glaciers, ice that you take and you throw at a rock. And I've never seen a rock break by ice. The ice is only breaking in pieces if you throw it at a rock. You see this? There's a waterfall here. There's no erosion. Again, water eroded this like this, so eroded more here, more here, more here, more here, but water goes down. Should be more eroded down here than here, because there was water longer here than here. Again, this is coming out of a mountain. This nowhere. Look. There's nothing. It's only a small hole coming out from the mountain. But the hole never gets bigger, never gets eroded. All day, every day. Same here. Can see, it's water. Must have been eroded by water. Yeah, water's flowing here. Was as eroded more the top here than the bottom. How? There cannot be no water here, but more water here. Again, this high, water, glaciers. In Cape Town in Africa. Cape Town, is it Africa? Yeah, Cape Point Town. Come on. Again, look how high it is. It's so high. It's melted. You can clearly see that. All this, it's melted. You can see some red. No erosion. Again, same place. And it's in Cape Town. Cape Point. No erosion. Look, this falls all year on this rock there. The rock is still the same. Again, this canyon has to be eroded with water, they say. Look at this. Again, it's inverse. It's more eroded there than at the bottom. Water is receding. So there has been water here longer than here, but here it's much more eroded. I don't know what else can I say. It's melted. Look, there's stairs, structure in it. The rest is again another canyon. They have to make a story. They don't know, well, it must be water, must be now, man. Something has melted. It's a structure. We all can see there's structure. Again, desert, castle on a hill, and erosion? No, it's melted. It's all melted. Look, the castle is melting in the rock. You don't build like this, and water doesn't erode like this. Again, this is on an island. Look, this. It's an island in the water. All squares. Where's the erosion? There's none. It's melted. Look at this. All the walls now. There's a rock melted in it. Same place. Probably was a big castle. Goes down in the water. Like this. City that they flooded. Where is this? I don't know. I don't remember. They built a giant... How do you call this shit? Dam. And they flooded the city. Look. These are old pictures. The city was flooded. Again. What eroded? It's melting. Again. Side of the beach. Yeah, it must be water or glaciers that made this. And this. Yeah. It's not melted. It's not melted at all. It's coral. Yeah. Oh, coral. Yeah. Water and fish did that. Again. Clearly melted. Clearly melted structure. Look, this is what you would think it looks like. Look, more eroded on the bottom than on top. More eroded on the bottom than top. But that's not what we see. Again, water splashing here. All day, every day. Still square. Can clearly see that this was a castle. Again, they say that erosion, water eroded that. Must be an ancient river here. Look. Oh, man. Again, this. Really? You want to say that water has eroded this way? And this? You know? Yeah? Come on. Come on. It's melted. Something has destroyed this city. Look. There's no erosion. That's no erosion. It's crazy. Again, melted, melted. Melted. Not eroded. Look, that's the city. That's been underwater for a long time. Flowing water from the dam here. But show me the erosion on these structures. You see? Still nice and square. It's been underwater. Again, just on top of mountains, high mountains. Cannot be eroded. Cannot be water erosion. I can clearly see there was walls here, walls here, walls here. Look at this. Trying to say to me that the glacier or something eroded this. It's so melted, man. You can see there was rooms in it. The rest has just fallen off. Because what we see when you see those dents, you see like this is the inside of a room. Not a cavern. I think that was my last picture in the bunch, yeah. But you can clearly see that water erosion doesn't make any sense to me because of the hardness of the water. Water doesn't erode anything. Just like in a tumbler, you need other rocks to grind on other rocks to erode and to make them smooth. Not water, not wind. You need another medium. But they only say this in those little potholes. They're gonna say that, oh yeah, a rock got stuck in it and twirled until it made a nice round like this. I got a better idea. Just go cook a pancake and you'll see the same thing, because the heat is coming from the bottom and passing through the bubbles, passing through, letting the gases out. That's all there is. Well, thanks for this cartoon video and this erosion thoughts that I have. That erosion is not what they say it is. There is some erosion, but only sand and dirt can be eroded by water. So thanks everyone, and we'll see each other on the next one.